Hello, everyone. In Clay County, West Virginia, this was sent to me. And what this documentation says, notice of increase in assessment. The assessment is of the property I live on. Now that I've said this to you, this may be going on in your state. Now, what is fair market value? The assessed property value has increased by at least 10% and $1,000 more. 10% is the low end. The reality, in my case, is 30% and up between last year and now. I did not do anything or do any upgrading on or improvements on my property. And what do they base the fair market value on? They use the value of property in 2025 in Upper Clay County. They speak of these properties as houses. They use the highest priced houses that are sold. These homes are not in our immediate neighborhood. Our immediate neighborhood, according to Google, refers to area, properties, and residents directly surrounding your home, typically within walking distance. The same block or a very short radius, 120 to 300 feet, or up to 1/4 mile. It encompasses the closest physical surroundings, such as adjacent houses, the street, and immediate neighbors. Yet, I had saw where they had tried to incorporate as far as Clendenin. Now, to you that don't know this, Clendenin's over 35 miles from here. Okay, as our immediate neighborhood. And if they go that far to find high-priced homes to place against our property and assess our lands according to their property. Now, why not let them go on to Charleston? They have some homes that have sold for over $2 million down there. If they're going to do it, let's do it right. Okay, sold in Clay County. Now, in 2025, note they refer to the house and lot. They do not. That's what, let me read it. I got the small letters here. In 2025, note they refer to the houses and not the lot, okay? Let's go on quickly. In Ducka, a house sold for $348,800. Google and view the house. The house is not worth $20,000. I am sure we can ask the assessors about the true home value. Now, not what it sold for. Not what it sold for. No one ever talks about the 47 acres on this house lot. Loaded with timber. They bought the house for the timber, people. Now think about this. They bought it for the timber, not the house. The so-called house is 36 miles from me. That's not my immediate neighborhood. Now let us talk about the value content here. While $300,000 listings do exist, much to the surroundings in Clay County market features lower end priced homes, making a $300,000 property a high end option for this area. Now, out-of-staters want land, preferably flat land. And if they do, they don't find it here. This is straight up, straight down. We're talking about near the Interstate 79. We're talking about the flat land all up through there, Big Otter and so forth. This is what we're talking about. We're not talking here. And I'll go on and tell you more. Not Hillside straight up. A $300,000 priced home that was sold in Ovapa. No one admitted the 29.64 acres that go with it. This land is 23 miles from me. Okay? Now, a house sold in Dog Run for $289,000, a 2,000 square foot small house. could this price be that high because of the 15.5 acres that goes with it, or maybe the railroad tracks near it? This property, now what I'm talking about to you that don't know, there is a pedal vehicle, car they call it, pedal car, that you can pay money and ride on the rail, right? Right on up through there 3 or 4 miles, then they turn. Right around where they turn is where property sold, okay? Now, here's what I'm saying. This property could make a great bed and breakfast. Maybe that's why it was sold that high, okay? Now, this is over 24 miles from me. Now, let's turn to our immediate neighbors, our immediate neighbors. At the bottom of my hill, a house was sold for around $50,000. No land, absolutely no land. Creek, house, bang, okay? No land. A place just below Bentry was sold for around $50,000. No land. Creek, house, straight up. Okay, now this is a normal. This is normal in our area. Now I am addressing my home. I live over a mile straight up. Every blue moon they might put down a little bit of gravel. We have no actual ambulance service, and a lot of times, and some of these I'm referring to as also in our winter months, and then even in the summer months it's pretty rough, okay? We have no ambulance service, no fire department service, can't get mail service. You can't put a mailbox up here and expect them to deliver. There ain't no way, they won't. No garbage pickup, especially in the winter, they won't come here. No natural gas, costs too much. No city water, they're not going to put it here. Our commissioners already said they probably won't put it up here, which we already knew. We live 1.2 miles of a mountain, okay? And the truth is that we would have to pay most of the price to get it up here, and believe you don't even want to know that. No city water, no internet, no telephone landline, and basically no caregiver if we desired one. Our local school has closed. No school bus pickup for little kids. They must walk over 1 mile to the bottom of the hill to catch a bus that takes you 14 miles to Clay to the school. Now, this has been going on for over 52 years. My property is on the verge of an underground mining operation. Because of this underground mining, my neighbor just over the hill from me now has no water. I told the commissioners months ago this might happen, and now it has. So the mining people, they deliver water to them. Now my question would be, how long will they do that? Probably till they, maybe how long is the mine's going to last? And then they're going to leave and no water. And also I'm asking myself this question, if they deliver water, well, these people don't have pumps and a lot of money to pump the water into their house. How are they going to do that? Okay? Now, let's go on. I told the commissioners months ago that might happen, now it has. I have been paying taxes here for 52 years. I have never benefited from my tax money. Back then or now. Sangomar and Bentry is about 20 minutes from me. It is near the county line. It has become a toxic waste dump. The creek and well water is still toxic. Asked your assessors, and they didn't comment. I'll bet their taxes went up too over there, and a lot of people died on that creek because of the toxic water. Even the birds that drank the water died. So the government, state of West Virginia, had to run a water line up through there and run it to where they were super duper fast. Too many people were dying from cancer. And they knew where it was coming from. It was coming from up above them, from an abandoned mine that someone mined and left it like it was. Well, example this, they brought in drums of toxic waste and the barrels ruptured, flows in our creek now down there. And these people were dying from it. But see, nobody's talking about that. They're not including that in property value. These people live down there, and I will tell you this, believe me, they're going to raise taxes on them too. Yeah. Okay? Okay, now let's go on. A friend of mine in Lismore has an old double wide trailer, 10 minutes from Bentry. He pays around $2,200 a year now. With this raise, I don't know how much it's going to go. I wonder if people would be so happy if they knew our area was toxic. Our whole area is toxic. What would the taxes be for you to die here, huh? Your life be shortened living here because they're not telling you how toxic our area is, okay? All right, let's go on. It kind of sometimes, look, it makes my neck hot right in here. Now, this is Clay County's best kept secret. And I live in the middle of all of this. Bentry on one side, Fola mines on the other side, and I'll talk about another one in a minute. Now, Fola Coal has for years have operated on mountaintop removal. They have done so on thousands and thousands of acres of land. I have been there. Believe me, you can drive for miles and miles. And the reason I was there, at that time, I was delivering crushed stone. And I drove for miles and miles on nothing. There once were beautiful mountains in there. They're not there. All right? Now, you can walk from my house to the land they have destroyed. They have caused a giant environmental impact on our immediate area. And you can look that up on Google about what they've done to us. And they're actually putting this very mildly, okay? Very mildly. They have utterly destroyed our land, and we don't know what it's doing to our health, okay? This is another of our dirty little secrets too, okay? I live in a hellhole, and I am forced to pay even more money to live in this rat hole. At the head of Brown Hollow, where Grassy Creek meets, some of you may not know where that's at, in our own county, but to the outsiders in other states, the head of that is easily within 10 minutes of walking distance, okay, from my place, okay? Now, at the head of Brown Hollow, where Grassy Creek meets, there was a coal cleaning plant. All the waste, which was toxic, acids and everything else, to purify the coal, was dumped in a big valley behind that plant towards my property. Okay, probably over 400, 500 feet deep. Okay? Now, I will tell you this. You can go over there right now and you will find beautiful grass they planted on top of it, but you're going to find something else and you can't figure it out. They've got a big giant drainage going around all of that. And it's got rock and cement down in the bottom of it, so it will be there for untold years. Do you know why they did that? If it rains hard and those drains were not there, that toxic waste would literally wash down the creeks and other people's properties and their creeks and go on for miles and miles and miles. And we're talking about 100% toxic waste fill. Okay. Now that I've said that, this is another best kept secret. And I told you, well, you can walk there from my house in 10 minutes. Virgil Brown had a big fish pond down from the coal cleaning plant. At one time, it was full of fish. Not anymore. They all died. Nothing could live there. Nothing could live in this pond. Amherst Coal Company butts into my land. Surface and Mineral. They had the timber cut last year. For thousands of acres, it absolutely looks like a bomb dropped. It used to be a beautiful woodland property. It's not anymore. Roads are everywhere. We're talking about garbage roads. And we're talking about up, down, crossing roads. It just looks like a bomb drops. I have a spring on the hill where I can get water. I have never had it tested. I use an old fireplace here and burn wood to heat my house. I put wood in it at least 3 to 4 times in a night to keep warm. I get TV off of a $35 antenna, local TV. Now we're back to in reference to natural resources. They didn't raise the taxes on them this year, and they don't have to. They really don't pay hardly any to no taxes at all. And we're talking about woodland worth thousands upon thousands of dollars. They did not raise their taxes, coal, or oil, or gas, underground minerals. Okay, but they sure know how to raise it on us, right on top of the ground. They are exempt from all this. I asked the commissioners over 30 years ago. I now have asked the commissioner the same question. Why am I being taxed as if I am living next door to the Capitol? In our immediate area, it seems like a lot of our people are dying from cancer, more than usual, more than normal. I think this needs to be checked out. Could this be toxic waste coming through the air, drinking water? I don't know. Ask anyone in our area. They will say the same thing I did. Why is it that every commissioner that we ever had thinks Highland, or what I say, Heartland. Heartland is about 9 miles from here. Why do they think Heartland Bridge as the end of the Clay County line? Because we sure don't get benefited from Heartland Bridge down here to the county line. This is the way it works. And by me saying this, one of the commissioners jumped up and started hollering everything that he's doing benefits for us in Clay County. And then he tried to tell me that he wanted to cut a few limbs so the sun can shine better on the roadway. Come on, people, get real. I mean, if you're going to help me, pave my road going up the hill. If you're going to help me, get us natural gas up here. If you're going to help me, get us water up here. That's helping me. All right, now here's an update. While checking my water supply on the hill, and this is just yesterday evening, I found that most of it was gone. The 5-inch thick ice broke first in the center. It broke because the water below had gone and new water was not running in. This has never happened in over 30 years. It may go down a little in the hot summer, not like this, and not that fast. I don't know what is happening, and I can't tell you why. The only thing I can do is hope this water comes back. I took pictures of this Wednesday evening, that's yesterday evening. My neighbor used the overflow water to water his garden in the summer. God bless.